Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're going to be discussing some weird thing. Like, it's not anything that's new, really. It's the Chinese social score, but I didn't really know about it until, you know, a couple days ago or whatever. So I did a little bit of digging into it, and it's terrifying. It really is. It's kind of scary. I don't know if you guys are familiar with an anime called Psycho-Pass, but this Chinese social thing, I can see it leaning that direction of like hardcore. You basically live in augmented reality because there is so much stuff around you making sure you don't do anything you're not supposed to. So that's a little bit concerning to me. It's a little bit concerning. And yes, it is China. I am not in China, so it's not something that directly affects me per se at this current point in time. But what if it works, right? What if it works and lets the Chinese government have more control over their citizens? Do you think it's not going to spread? America will probably be one of the next countries involved in this kind of thing. Let's see, the thing said by 2020 they were going to put like, what was it, 600 million cameras and stuff, and like things for their little surveillance grid. And it's going to be everywhere. Like, that's the thing. It's going to be everywhere. And the, like, your score is based off of, like, you not being a douchebag, right? It's kind of based on that. So, I mean, some of the ideas of it aren't necessarily a bad thing, but it's all, once you pile it all together and look at it from the outside, it's all for governmental control of an area. Even down to every individual citizen. Because if your score gets too low, guess what? You can't buy anything. Like, so it's going to be forced poverty on people who are perceived to be bad for society. Now that sounds like a lot of things that would set the SJs off, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? That kind of sounds like stuff that, because you're no longer talking about economical status at that point. Sorry guys, I'm not a freaking scholar. But instead of like, okay, you can't leave this area because you can't afford to, now it's, you can't leave this area because you said things against the government, or you spoke out against, like, the evils of this certain politician, or hell, let's just say you've made the freaking police in your area work a little bit harder because you've been running around doing stupid shit. You're gonna be screwed. Like, absolutely screwed. Like, it's going to be forced poverty because you can still have a job, right? Unless that's affected by the freaking social score, right? If that's affected by the score, then you're not going to be allowed to work. God help you if you have a family or something like that. And you're just one of these people who aren't afraid to share your ideas. Whether they be stupid or what's the word, triggering towards certain individuals and stuff like that. Like, it doesn't bode well for the rest of the world that China's doing this kind of shit. Like, it really, like, oh man, it worries me. It worries me, and it's happening on the other side of the fucking planet. Right? Like, it's nighttime over there right now. With it being like noon here, you know, it's probably nighttime there, and I'm like actually concerned about the things that's going on over there. Like, it doesn't make any sense, especially with the they're able to expedite people. Now, I've only heard it explained as expedite people from whatever, but I believe they're talking about Taiwan. Like, they'd be able to, like, get people from there for, like, questioning and stuff like that, because apparently they're, like, hardcore against China, so it'd be a good way to, like, shut them up in a way. But what if it extends further than that? What if it's more of, like, all the people over here in America making fun of the Prime Minister, saying he looks like Winnie the Pooh and stuff like that, which, I mean, come on, fucking jokes are jokes, dude. But what if these little things give them the ability to, say, expedite people from America? Now, I'm just, that's a long shot, but I'm just saying, like, we are, like, allied with China, so it's not like they would make too big of a stink over it, I don't think. That's the thing that worries me, is would America actually be willing to go to war with China over what somebody said on a YouTube channel, or what somebody posted on a Facebook page, or something like that? Like, so would America even get in the way of that and risk another freaking world war? Wouldn't that be shitty if that's what started World War III, was like some shit poster on Twitter freaking post some stupid shit about China, and it like really got the Prime Minister so amped up, he's like, war with America. Wouldn't that be shitty? Wouldn't that just suck? Like, all these other wars, what was this over? Freedom and democracy. What was this war over? Freedom and helping people from, you know, not being genocided. And then, you know, all these other wars, like, they're for freedom or for standing up for people who are being held down by dictators and tyrants. World War III. Some asshole on Twitter decided he wanted to shitpost about the freaking Prime Minister of China and the riots that are going on over there, and, well, welcome to the United States of China. Oh, I should not be laughing this hard while I'm driving. This is dangerous. Good thing there's a stop sign here. Whew, you guys wouldn't know if I'm at a stop sign or not. I could just be stopped in the middle of the street. Who would give a shit, right? Freaking backwoods ass town. But no, like that, things like that you actually have to worry about, because whenever a governmental body is reaching for that much power and that much control, that they can actually limit the things that their citizens can say. Now, I completely understand you can't make assassination threats. Like, you can't say, this person am going to go to murder this person, political figure, or pretty much anybody else, right? Well, there was that one dude on Facebook that said he was going to go kill his girlfriend, and he killed his girlfriend. Let's just put it that way. That was a while back, though. That was a while back. I don't remember specifics, but it happened. But you can't make actual threats of violence or assassination and stuff like that. Like that, I get, okay? Like, yeah, totally. Because most people who jump on, especially a large, worldwide public forum, and post things about they're gonna go kill somebody, that's a whack job. That doesn't necessarily, you shouldn't even put anything else in context other than this dude is whacked. Whatever music he listens to doesn't matter. Whatever, like, media he consumes, whether it be TV, YouTube, stuff like that, it doesn't matter. That stuff doesn't radicalize people. People being broken is what radicalizes people. So, or you know, with what's going on in Hong Kong right now, Chinese people, they really don't like what's going on, so they're actually going to the streets and rioting for a just cause. That's the problem with all these Antifa riots in America. And this could be a whole video, and I'm probably going to do a whole video just on Antifa. But these riots, I actually got an Amber Alert. There's been an Amber Alert going on in Birmingham. So if you're in the Birmingham, Alabama area, be looking out for that Amber Alert, because, you know, kids be getting snatched and sold off to satanic cults and stuff. So watch out for that. Now, where was I? I was talking about the riots opposed to the riots in America. Now, in Hong Kong, they're actually rioting for, I'm not going to say a just cause or whatever, because I really don't know the specifics, because I'm not a politically savvy person. I really don't give a shit. But they don't like this thing that Hong Kong's trying to push through. So what are they doing? They're actually going to the streets and they're actually showing their disapproval, which is a wonderful thing. It really is. There is beauty in chaos, everybody. There is beauty in chaos, because you cannot ignore chaos. Now, flip it to what's going on in America with Antifa just going around and beating up innocent people and doing retarded shit. And you can tell these people have no direction. They have no direction. They have no, like, cause other than just being violent. Now, they're trying to attach themselves to causes. They are. But, dude, there is a place on the internet. I don't know the exacts. I probably might, you know, I'll probably try to link, not link it, but look it up and show, like, pictures of it or something. We'll try to do something like that. But there is a place online where you can go and pay protesters. Hey, I want you to protest this cause here. I'll give you this much. I want you to cause this much chaos. This is proven to me by that clip of, there's an Antifa riot going on, and one of the dudes who is opposing Antifa rips off one of the Antifa dude's masks. Now, if all these guys had met up beforehand and they were all actually in communication with each other and they were all actually in a group, they would know, hey, don't hit Ted. But no, they didn't know it was Ted, because they'd only seen Ted in the freaking ski mask. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did not know he was on the, like, the freaking person recording it catches it all right there. It's plain as day. You can see the guy gets his mask removed, and then, like, God, like, not even a freaking second or two later, he gets beat by his own people. By the people who are supposed to be on his side. That was a glorious clip, by the way. It is just, it proves that the Antifa people are not organized. They are just out there because they're a bunch of, not necessarily suburban kids, but let's just say these are a bunch of kids who have been picked on, and that's why they go out there in freaking riot gear with weapons. And I believe it was that same clip I'm talking about where it's this big beast of a dude, and he's walking through there barehanded, knocking motherfuckers out. So, the fact that they're going out there heavily armed, well, not heavily armed because they're not bringing guns, but, you know, those police batons are no fucking joke. Those police batons are not a joke. They're freaking rods used and designed to beat the fuck out of people. So, they have no organization. What's going on in Hong Kong is actually a little bit more, I can look at it a little bit more without being freaking irritated at a bunch of idiots just running around doing it for no reason other than they just want to break stuff. Well, but that social credit score, if you haven't watched the anime Psycho-Pass, go watch it. It's actually a really good anime, and like, just watch it with that scope in the back of your mind of the Chinese social score. And tell me what you find out down in the comments. Peace out, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, and this was fun.